Assalamualaikum everyone. Teacher Mars here as usual. Hi, how are you? I hope everyone is good. Alright, now today we're gonna do a new story which is a city in the past. Okay, can you please refer your textbook page 78? Okay, as usual, I'm gonna tell you the lesson for today's objective. Okay, the first one is you will be able to understand the story. Okay, we're gonna answer simple questions and then we're gonna fill up the words using was, wasn't, were, or weren't. Okay, let's look at the text first. Okay, the title of the story is A City in the Past. Okay, we're gonna read page 78, everyone. Okay, we're gonna read it silently. Okay, I'm gonna read out for you. You read it yourself. Okay, let's go. This is a picture of New York City in the year 1900. It was very different then. There weren't any shopping centers or cinemas, but there were shops and theaters. There weren't many cars back then, but there were lots of horses and carriages. The streets of New York weren't quiet. They were noisy and full of people just like today. Okay, let me explain again. Okay, the story is about the picture of a New York City which is in the past. Gambar New York, bandar New York pada zaman dahulu. Okay, pada tahun 1900. Okay, it was different, berbeza daripada sekarang. Tak ada shopping center, tak ada cinemas. Okay, they were only shop, hanya ada shops dan teater. Teater ni lah macam panggung wayang lah zaman dulu. Okey, tapi dia orang tak ada yang wayang tu, dia orang berlakon di atas pentas, okey. Kat sana juga masa dulu tak ada banyak kereta, cuma yang ada ialah kuda dan carriages. Carriages ialah macam kereta kuda tu. Okey. And then walaupun macam tu, di New York sangat bising. Okey, bandar dia sangat bising sebab ramai manusia di situ, ramai orang seperti sekarang. Okey, but this is a very simple story. Okay, I need you to listen to the video. Okay, I hope you're ready. Okay, let's listen to the text again. Okay.
Social Studies.
A city from the past. This is a picture of New York City in the year 1900. It was very different then. There weren't any shopping centres or cinemas, but there were shops and theatres. There weren't many cars back then, but there were lots of horses and carriages. The streets of New York City weren't quiet. They were noisy and full of people, just like today.
Okay, now let's look at the question to ensure your understanding about the story. Okay, the first question. Okay, what city were this picture of? Okay, what city was that? Yes, there were pictures of New York cities. Okay, good job. Okay, let's look at the second question. What year was it in the picture? It was the year of 1900 or 1900. Correct. Alright, let's look at the third question. Were there many shopping centers then? Were there many shopping centers? No, there weren't. Okay, I want you to clarify here, okay? When the question start with were, okay, see, were is used for many things like shopping centers. Okay, you start with were, and your answer should have were also. If it yes, you have to say yes, they were. If it no, the answer should have no, they weren't. Okay, let's look at the second question. Were there any theaters? Your answer was yes, they were. Okay, you have to put were. You look at the third question, it starts with were too. Were there many cars back then? Okay, many cars, okay? That means many, so you have to use were. So your answer should have were also. Were there many cars back then? Your answer is no, they weren't. There were horses and carriages, correct? Okay, last question. Were the streets quiet back then? No, they weren't. They were noisy and full of people back then too. Okay, very simple. Okay, let me explain about was, wasn't, were, and weren't. Okay, so the first part is was and were. Okay, we use the was and were when the sentence used in the past. Okay, benda yang sudah berlaku. Okay, the words, the one I've already taught you last week. Okay, so let me repeat it again. So the words start with I. You have to use was. You were. He was. She was. It was. This one is for singular, except for you. You is special, so it's were. We were. You were. They were. This one is for plural. Okay. For negative sentence, you have to put not behind it. Like I was not. Okay, you can make it short form like using wasn't. Okay, you weren't or were not. He wasn't or was not. She wasn't or was not. It was not. We were not or weren't. You weren't. They weren't. Okay, this one is for the construction. Okay, the short form. I was not tired this morning. I wasn't tired this morning. Okay, you use short form. Okay, for questionings, okay, when you ask question, you have to start with the verb first. Okay, if your sentence starts, you have to say subject first and then verb. But if you use question, you have to start with verb then subject. Example like, were you happy? So your answer should have yes or no, and you have to use were also. Okay, but if for you, were you happy, you have to change into I. So you should say yes, I was happy. Okay, all right, let's look at this. The question starts for was if the subject is one. If the subject is more than one, you have to use were. Okay, like this. Was I late? Was he surprised? Was she from Italy? Was it a big house? Okay, for many, more than one, you have to start with were. Were you ready? Were you early? Were they busy? Okay. Okay, so for a short answer, okay, if the answer start with was, your answer should be was also. But especially for I and you, it is exceptional. Okay, you have to change it. Alright. Okay, see here. Was I late? Yes, you were. It changed. because I and you are special. Like this. Were you sick? Yes, I was, because the word subject change. Okay. Okay, for he, she, it, for singular, you have to start with was. Was he surprised? Your answer, short answer should yes, he was, or no, he wasn't. Was she from Italy? Yes, she was, or no, she wasn't. Okay, for many, you have to start with were. Were we ready? Your answer should be yes, we were, or no, we weren't. Got it? I hope you understand. Okay, I hope you understand once you do the task for today. So we're gonna do the last part, which is the task. Okay, I will give you two tasks. Okay, the first task is the task 1, where you need to do the online live worksheet. Okay, they will pop up like this. You have to fill up the blanks, and then you choose were or weren't, and then you have to tick which pictures shows New York City in 1900. Okay, so you make sure you do activity 1, activity 2, and activity 3. Okay, once you finish, you snap your results, and then you send back the pictures of your result here with it to teacher to record. Okay, this is your PBD assessment too. Okay, if you send the record, so you will get the mark for your PBD. If you didn't send, so there were no marks for you. Okay, so you will get 0. Okay, for the second task, okay, this one I will share in the Telegram group. This is the written task. Okay, you can either copy down or print it out. Okay, do it and paste in your W book. Okay, the first activity, you have to read up the story here first. Okay, and then you choose which one is the correct picture for the story. Okay, you don't if you want a copy, you don't have to draw, you just write the answer. Number 1, you said the answer is A, B, or C. Okay, you have to read out first. Okay, the second one, okay, you have to copy and write the answer with the words given in here. Okay, it's still about New York City in a year of 1900. Okay, read out carefully, and you can choose your answers in the words given here. Once you finish, you can snap your pictures, your written work, and send it to me to check. Okay, I will check and tick it for you. Okay, alright, I think that's all. I will give you one more task on Google form. Okay, that one is very simple, only 5 questions, the same question that I asked you just now. You do it in your Google form. I will share the link too, and you don't have to snap or do anything. I will just check it online. Okay, that one I will also take as your PBD assessment and as your attendance. Alright, so we have 3 tasks actually. 2 online tasks, which is the live worksheet and the Google form, and the second one is the written task sheet. Okay, but I need you to do the Google form and the live worksheet first. Okay, that one you have marked for your PBD assessment. Okay, the written work, you can do it once you are free, and you can send back to me to check. Okay, if you do, you are a very good student. Okay, I hope you can ask me if you have any question. Alright, you can just PM teacher through WhatsApp or Telegram. Okay, do take care, stay safe. Okay, bye. Assalamualaikum. Thank you.